afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to our Monday, November 4th, 2024 school board meeting. This meeting is now officially called to order. We will go now to our moment of silence and the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have anybody with a sign-in sheet back there? If not, we're going to go straight to the agenda. And we have amendments to the agenda. But first, we're going to pull from up under items for individual consideration. 5.5, Madison High School's supplemental updates. We're pulling that. Then we are adding items for individual consideration. 5.5A, student field trips. 5.5B, small school district council conservatorium. My tongue down on that. Let me see. And any member would like to pull or add anything to the agenda? Well, may I have a motion for adoption of the agenda, please?
Madam Chair, I move to adopt the agenda.
Second.
It has been moved by Mrs. Knight, second by Mr. Carroll, that we adopt the agenda. All in favor, please show your hands. 5-0, Mrs. Bishop. So do we have any comments from the public? None, okay. Consent agenda, item number 4. That's 4.1 minutes.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
I second.
It's been moved by Mr. Carroll, second by Ms. Knight, that we approve the consent agenda. All in favor, please show your hands. 5-0, Mrs. Bishop. Item number 5, items for individual consideration. 5.1, North Florida College Articulation Agreement. Mrs. Kaufman.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to come this evening to get approval for the North Florida College Articulation Agreement. This will be for the 25-26 year. It's basically the same as what it always is, but we just have to have approval from the board so I can take it back to the college, where it's basically their dual enrollment. So at this time, I ask for approval.
I move we approve the North Florida College Articulation Agreement.
I second.
It has been moved by Mr. Carroll, second by Mrs. Knight, that we approve the North Florida College Articulation Agreement. Any questions? All in favor, please show your hands. 5-0, Mrs. Bishop. I'm so sorry. That has not been 5-0. It has been 4-0. Okay. Mrs. Gibson could not be here tonight.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mrs. Kaufman.
You're welcome. And I'll stay for the next one also.
Okay, 5.2.
The next one's for the North Florida College for their early collegiate academy. This is something that I'm requesting that we opt out again for this year. We have opt out of it for previous years, and I'd like to continue opting out for it for this year as well. So if I can have your approval to opt out of that for this year.
I move that we approve the North Florida College Collegiate Academy opt-out.
I second.
Who seconded?
Katie.
Okay. It has been moved by Mr. Carroll, second by Mrs. Knight, that we approve the North Florida College opt-out option. All in favor? 4-0, Mrs. Bishop. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
5.3, staff travel. Mrs.
Madam
Jo-
Chair, our staff travel is as follows. The high school high tech, annual conference attendance, Jody Price and Melinda Rich is, requesting to attend that November 18th through 20th in Jacksonville. For the FSBA FAD FAS meeting, that's December 3rd through 6th. And for the chairman, it's the 2nd through 6th. And that is attendance for the school board member, the superintendent and all school board members. We need approval for that. And the last one is a day trip for a computer science professional learning event in Stark, Florida on November 13th, Mr. Lewis Christmas. Those are our staff travel that we're requesting travel for.
Madam Chair, I move to accept the staff travel.
I second.
It has been moved by Mrs. Knight, second by Mrs. Thompson, that we approve the staff travel. Questions? All in favor, please show your hands. 4-0, Mrs. Bishop. 5.4, personnel changes, Mrs. Hill.
You have the personnel changes there before you. We updated that as of today. We did some interviews this morning. There are 4 recommendations for teaching spots that we have open in the district. Also, some non-instructional recommendations there of positions we had open, and then there's 1 resignation. That was a teaching spot.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I move to accept the personnel changes.
Second.
It has been moved by Mrs. Knight, second by Mr. Carroll, that we accept the personnel changes. Questions?
I also just want to remind you that the tentative salary there is the beginning teacher salary. Once we get verification of years of experience, then those will be adjusted to match the years of experience that the teachers have.
All in favor, please show your hands. 4-0, Mrs. Bishop. Thank you, ma'am. 5.5 has been pulled, so we will go in 5.5A, and that's student field trips.
Okay, Madam Chair, I have 2 student field trips. One is the high school football team, and I think we approved this by proxy, did we not? And but I want it on the agenda. They are taking the football team went bowling this afternoon. And it was not funded by the district, and we need to thank the people that took them bowling. Okay, the high school high-tech field trip to FSU, the reason this is in so late is because FSU was late responding to them. But we have spoken to them about getting things late, but we have to come when they can accommodate us. And so those are the 2 field trips that we are requesting.
I move to approve the student field trips.
I second.
It's been moved by Mr. Carroll, second by Mrs. Knight, that we approve the student field trips. Questions? All in favor, please show your hands. 4-0, Mrs. Bishop. 5.5B, the Small School District Council Consortium Resolution.
Okay, this is an annual thing. It's a part of the Small School District Council of Consortium that we are a member of. That's basically our lobbyists, and it's an annual thing, and it's a fee of $3,250. And I'm asking for your approval to continue participating.
I move we approve the
SDCC.
FDCC resolution.
I second.
It has been moved by Mr. Carroll, second by Mrs. Thompson, that we approve the SDCC. Questions?
What schools are involved in this?
It's counties, it's the small
Counties.
counties.
That's Crystal one.
It's basically the districts that's in Pace, Highland, and it's the other one. And those 3 consortiums, they're the lobbyists for the 3 consortia. It's Pace, Highlands, what's the other one?
And he's the same man who does this county, small county.
NEPAC.
I got
He
you.
does the county.
Okay.
too. Okay. All in favor? 4-0. Thank you. Now we're going into 5.6, school consolidation committees.
Okay, Madam Chair, I gave y'all this, a draft of the committees that, I had gleaned from our conversations from prior meetings. And I asked you to submit some names for this committees. Let's talk about how, I
Wait a
think.
minute, Ms. Joseph, if you don't mind. Before, when we first talked about it, I gave you the committee names, but names that I would like to be on there. But this particular time, I didn't give, so I would like to give them to you now.
Okay,
My first person would be Lou Miller. My second person would be Gwen Hubbard, Judy Townsend, and these are some people asked to be on it, Judy and all of them for the city, and then Cedric Connor Gay and Dr. Shamiria Robinson. Thank you.
okay. We know this is gonna be an intense process, and then we've gotta work together. We will have various opinions, but this is what we need. We need various opinions, but we need people to work together as a group. Now,
You know how Lou doing.
one thing that I would like to do, y'all have given me names, and I have not put them anywhere right now. Okay, I guess when I operate with the end in mind, and we know we're not gonna solve everything tonight. And these are names that's recommended, but we still need to personally contact the people, and we need to put them in the right places. And so we understand that we're gonna have to have several meetings. Is that, everybody on that same page? And so, right now, after we form the committees or during the formation of committees, I would like everybody to meet together as a whole group on Tuesday, November 12th. How does that work with everybody? Okay, the people that's names have been submitted, as well as some other people who would like to serve on committees. If we could meet together on, November the 12th.
So let me ask you, the board members is gonna meet with this too?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, second part, I think we need a different venue. Suggestions?
Were none of the cafeterias at the schools available?
We can make them available. Can I come back with a later date for that? Okay, now, the way that first meeting should work, we will meet whole group. It'll be one of the few times we will meet whole groups. Okay, we will, contact the people that's been asked to be on various committees and find out exactly where we're gonna place them. And we will name the chairpersons of that committee, which we have done already, and we will give them their charge for that committee.
So you're gonna contact them based off of,
The information
okay,
that.
okay. I
Yes.
just wanna make sure that we didn't need to.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, does that sound? Okay, now, we understand this is an urgent matter, so we're not kicking the bucket down the road. And so, if we meet Tuesday, that's an organization meeting, November 12th, you break up, decide when you want to meet, how you want to meet, and where you want to meet. But I'm going to need a follow-up meeting on December the 9th, see where we are.
Okay. What time are you thinking for Tuesday?
What time are you want?
Well, you know, people on this committee work.
Was it 6 p.m.?
Yeah, if you're gonna do it at a cafeteria, it's gonna have to be in the evening. 'Cause
Yeah.
Okay, Tuesday, Ms. Bishop, we're gonna have the advertising meeting for Tuesday, 6 p.m.
And I would advertise that as a school board meeting
Okay,
and, you know, as a special school board meeting, and then y'all can, or workshop, either one, but it just needs to be advertised that way.
Well, we're not gonna be voting on anything then, are we?
no, we're not voting
So
on
it's
anything.
a, workshop.
Just do this workshop.
Okay. We're gonna have a follow-up meeting, and this is not gonna be our last meeting, because after we give the committee's directions, we've got to ensure that they're going in the correct direction. and find out exactly what are their game plans for the committees. And so that meeting will be on December 10th. And basically, we have all
What,
the,
did you say December 9th?
December 9th, I'm
Okay,
sorry,
okay.
I do apologize.
Okay,
I said
6
December-
PM,
At 6 PM.
and what are we gonna call that meeting?
It's still gonna be a
A
workshop.
workshop, okay?
And you're gonna, at the first meeting, you're gonna announce the December 9th meeting and tell everybody, we're coming back December 9th to see what
Okay.
everybody's gotten together, and right?
Okay. Now, going back to these committees, I had put together, and like I said, this information was gleaned from some previous meetings that we had. This was not my 100% idea. It's something that we have said here, there. We come up with a steering committee that was also Brandon and marketing. Brandon and marketing needed to be there. Okay, that's just your head committee. We come up with a branding and marketing committee, activities and sports committee, a transition committee, a facilities committee, a heritage preservation committee, and a team building committee. Did anybody think of any other committee we should possibly add to?
Safety. I think we should have a safety, something specifically to talk about, you know.
Would the sheriff department be in charge of that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I would think that we would need some
they're-
discussion on how the safety is gonna be implemented as far as having these extra children in the building and,
Well, that would be under Rod and
That,
the sheriff
yeah,
department.
and I don't think that we can talk about that publicly
That's
because we
right.
don't want the general public to know what our
That's
safety
exactly.
protocols and procedures are,
So
so.
that's
We've got a
exactly- so
safety
the sheriff
department,
department
hey.
with our school resource officers and Rod would be, if,
We've got our departments down there. They would be functioning, but a standalone safety committee.
so you're just, okay, so I get what you're saying.
So they
You've
can-
got the
That's gonna be internal.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be public.
Okay.
So where are these things gonna be, so these are gonna be discussed internally and not with the committees? Is that what you're saying? Like, for instance, like the ESE department. You know,
ESC, I think.
I see that Melinda's on here for student services, but all of those things, like, are we expecting that those are gonna fall underneath these other committees?
Yes, you said, seeing about our ESC students.
Yes.
Yes, that will fall upon one of our other committees.
Okay.
That won't be, that leads me to something else. All of y'all had a demographic sheet on at your station. As we are building these committees and you are recommending people to me, remember, DOE, especially BSI, recommends that when we try to make decisions for students, or we create committees, and the SAC committee and PTO, they should be reflective of the population that you serve.
that's right.
Okay, reflective of the population that we serve. And so your question is, Ms. Joseph, what is the demographics of the population? What's the statistic? That's what I have provided for you. Okay, and so when we're building these committees and like, y'all have given me a lot of names and I appreciate you, but like on your steering committee, I need one person from each community on that, okay? And so as we build in that committee, I've got to have somebody on these, from each community. What's another one? The Heritage Preservation Committee. I need somebody from each community on that,
Okay.
okay? Now, anybody have, let me explain something about this sheet. Let's look at the long side. Let's look at the long side because I need you to write something down. And I had the same comment that you will probably have when you open this. That school has that many students? Nope. This is the number of students that have been enrolled in the school since day one. Some of them have transitioned. But right now, if you want to write down as of today, the enrollment at each school. For Greenville, it's 99 students. That's as of today. Lee has 159 students. Central has 826 students. Our high school has 463 students. Pinetta has 114 students. Our district public school total enrollment is 1,661 students. And this sheet talks about the makeup of the different races, percentage of Asians, multiracial, Black, Hispanic, Native American, white, and other. Okay, that's that side. Okay, we look at other than race when we're talking about your committee should reflect the community you serve. Let's look at the other side. The first talks about gender. The second box addresses Devin's concern, the percentage of kids with SWD, that's your ESC students, the students with disabilities. And the last chart it discusses your socioeconomic status, your poverty status, okay? And so we're gonna have to get some people, we gotta try our best. Okay, if a group is not represented, it's not because we didn't try. Let's not put that on us. And so, there's nothing wrong with the name you've had, but you need to look back and search, and let's see if we can find some more that can fill some of these, some of the different quotas, additional stations.
So, my question, I guess this was never really discussed, is can our staff members serve on these committees?
Okay, let's keep it low. They can serve, okay, because everybody.
Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
Like, the reason I asked that is specifically because of our ESE students. We need people that are familiar with these students, how we're gonna integrate all of them together. You know, we wanna serve them, I mean, all of our students, but I'm just thinking right now specifically about our ESE students. We don't want just somebody that hasn't worked with them or worked with students at all making decisions.
But see, these are these parents who are sending their children, they own these children, they had these children, so they know some of the things that they want too. And we don't want to overload them
Well,
with staff members of ESE
We don't-
because they know what they want.
I included parents that specifically
did
have
include
children at
parents.
Central School that are
Okay.
ESE children.
Well, and I'm not saying parents are a bad thing. I think parents are the best advocate for their children. However, I would also like a professional opinion as far as integrating, you know, all of these students
But
together.
you'll have Melinda on
The
the.
person
Melinda
that's gonna
is
be
back.
leading that committee would probably be Ms. Ritchie.
Okay.
She will have vast input. We will rely on her expertise. And we're gonna have to rely on each other a lot. And we're gonna have to respect each person's expertise. Don't like that. Don't ask me about the ESC child, okay? I advocate for them as far as I know, but I need someone that know a little bit more than I do about that. Okay, now, at last meeting, it was discussed, it was said, when I put this together, I recommended a school board member on certain committees.
Well, I told
Now-
you I didn't want to be on their committee. I wanted to be on the steering. You pulled my name and put Katie's name
I
up there.
didn't pull anybody's name, okay?
Well, I told you in the last meeting that I wanted to be in the steering committee, and you
Okay,
put Katie.
that is
Katie
not
didn't
my
do that.
decision,
You did
ma'am.
it.
I'm telling you, I have not put anybody's name on anybody's committee other
Okay.
than my district personnel. That's the only people names I've put on the committee. Now, as Mr. Carroll can tell you, Mr. Carroll,
Yes, ma'am.
didn't I say, I was not gonna place any board member on the committee, let them do, let y'all do that yourselves,
That's what you told me.
okay? So y'all do that yourselves. And how you wanna go about doing it, I need a board member on steering, branding and marketing, activities, facilities, heritage preservation. Now, how, as board members, do you propose going about that?
Well, I volunteered for the steering committee. I'm not
Okay.
gonna serve on any of the other ones.
Okay,
Because the steering committee is the makeup of It's not really with all the community people, it's just with us.
I'll volunteer for branding and marketing.
Wait. Steering committee. You say branding and marketing? I need somebody on activities and sports.
I'll do that.
I need someone on facilities, and I need somebody on heritage preservation.
I think I put down, I gave multiple options for myself, so team building, facilities, and steering were the three that I was willing to serve.
Okay. You say facilities? Now,
And team building.
by process of elimination, and she's not here, I'm gonna put Miss Gibson on heritage
Heritage.
preservation. Okay. Okay, so what I have, what you as board members chose, for on the steering committee would be Vieta, Ms. Hagan. Okay, on the branding and marketing, it would be Ms. Thompson. On activities and sports, Mr. Carroll. On the facilities, Ms. Knight. On heritage preservation, Ms. Gibson. Hello, Ms. Gibson. And on team building, also Ms. Knight. Oh, we're being, okay. And so I've got names.
Who you wanna be in? Talk to Ms. Joseph.
Do we want to put the people's name on tonight, or do we want to send them a copy of this and tell them about the November 12th meeting, and they can send with a couple of choices?
I think that would be the best thing.
I do too.
But
I think you
Okay.
send it and give them
The names that you've
couple of
given me.
choices. Have them rate their,
Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
Have them rank them 1 to 3, you know,
Okay.
like what their
Yeah.
preferences.
But then when we have that meeting, and then if they're not satisfied, they can see what else and get on whatever other committee
Okay.
they want. The first meeting,
okay. Any other thing? Am I doing this right, people? I'm not looking at it.
I am.
Okay, are you with me on that? Any other comments that you need to say about that?
I don't.
Okay. Well, I know some of you have sent me names already. At least I've got names from all of you. And if you think of some more names, send them to me. Look at your demographic sheets. Let's make sure that we try to fit that quota.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? That's it for that particular item. And I will get back with you and see whether it be the high school or central school that we need.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's all for 5.6. Madam Superintendent?
Okay, that's
Is
it.
that's it? Okay,
Okay.
thank you. And then item 6, other items of interest. Madam Superintendent, attorney, and on down the line.
Okay, other items of interest, we've talked about the proposed meeting dates, and they're not proposed, they're gonna be actual meeting dates. And what I will do, I will take this, draft. Okay, Devin, you okay, you understand why we not having a standalone safety committee? Okay, I just wanna make sure I address everybody's concern. Okay, so we'll be meeting on November the 12th at 6 p.m. at a location TBA. I will get this information out to all the people names that you've given me, and if I can't contact them, I'll let you know, so we'll find out how to contact them. And we've got a follow-up meeting on Monday, December 9th at 6 p.m. Okay, Monday, November 11th is a holiday. No school, that's Veterans Day. No school for anybody. On November 7th, that's Thursday this week, Lee is having the Veterans Day program at 9 a.m. On Friday, November the 8th, Pinetta is having a Veterans Day program at 9 a.m. Also on Friday, November 8th, Pinetta is having a fall festival at whatever time, I don't know.
I believe it said 5:30 on that
Okay,
thing I got today.
and on November the 8th, which is also Friday, Greenville will have their Falls Festival.
What time?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can tell you right now. Just a
He
second.
didn't put the
He-
time in his thing, did he?
I don't think
No, he didn't.
Okay. And on November 9th, which is Saturday, James Madison is gonna have a Fall Festival Farm Day at the park.
Yes, he did. He said
What time?
5:30.
Okay, he did.
5:30. That's who I was talking about instead of Pinetta. I
Greenville.
don't know about
Greenville is
Greenville at
5:30.
5:30.
Okay, and James Madison is what time?
I don't know what time it is. It's gonna be that Saturday, that's all I know. And Madam Chair, that's all the information I have today.
Okay, Mr. Attorney?
Oh, yes, we do. You got November 19th. What happened on November 19th, organization?
Yeah, so we have the organizational meeting on November 19th, just remind everybody of that. November 19th is a Tuesday. That meeting has to be on a Tuesday under state law. It has to be 2 weeks exactly after the election. At that meeting, we'll open it, of course, with a superintendent will be the chair. You guys will decide on the chair, the vice chair. You'll decide on the schedule of the meetings for next year until next year's organizational session, which will be one of the meetings in November. And then after that, we move right into the regular meeting.
Mrs. Carroll?
I just appreciate everything everybody does. It's a big time decision, thing with these committees, and I appreciate everybody that's gonna serve. And I'd like to thank Dr. Blue for everything he does, because he does a lot of work behind the scenes and on Saturdays, and had them games on Friday nights. He's out there doing things, and of course, the other administrators are too, and I appreciate them, but he
Beyond the call.
on that Saturday, if you go out there on Saturday, when they're having that Saturday school with all them cats out there, it's a sight to see. But anyway, I appreciate him and all the rest of them, everybody. We just need to make sure that we, if you pray that this thing goes smoothly with our consolidation stuff. That's all I got.
I just wanted to thank all of our staff for everything you do for the district every day, and I also would like to say congratulations to all our students at Lee Elementary School. I went last week to their award ceremony, and there were a lot of wonderful awards that were handed out for the 9 weeks, so I appreciate all of the staff there and everything you do.
I just echo everything that's already been said.
Thank you, everybody.
Madam Chair, I move to adjourn.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.